Hello, everyone. This is Professor CC19, and today is December 31st, 2025, and I cannot believe yet another year has come and gone. We're looking forward, for me, in about 8 hours to 2026 with all the opportunities and fresh starts that will be made possible there. But as of right now, we are following the tradition that I started last year on this channel and looking back on some of the accomplishments of 2025 in terms of gaming and speedruns. And also, I am thanking people in my life, both in person and that I've met online for their significance this past year. So we start with speedrunning accomplishments. First 2 months of the year, January and February, my gaming setup and my PC were out of commission, kind of, so didn't really get started until March. But spring came along, and so did the Wii Series Olympics for the first time. I believe there were 15 weeks total, and based on the games that I own, I competed in 5 of the 15. Wii Sports Resort, Wii Party, and Wii Music, the first time I ever sped run that game, and it required me to figure out my technology, OBS, my headphones to sync up the audio. But once we got that taken care of, we had a lot of improvement, and I'm very proud of how much we improved in Pitch Perfect for Wii Music. And not only that, in Wii Sports Resort, we finally got 2 cycle beginner license in canoeing, which was critical to achieving a top position in one of the resort weeks. And when it was all said and done, while I did not get podium in the entire event, I did get top three for every individual week that I competed, including a first place in one of the Wii Party weeks. So that was really awesome. Congrats to Mura for winning the whole shebang. And I really hope Wii Series Olympics returns next year because that was a lot of fun. Also, in Wii Sports Resort, we got a new no block percent PB slash world record because nobody else is really doing 20 stages of Swordplay Showdown without blocking. It is quite the challenge, but we improved quite a bit from 39.18 down to 36.55. It was a very solid run, and is a pretty popular video on YouTube as well, of which I'm pleased. And very recently, just a few weeks ago, and it's not even up yet on my channel, we got sub 11 minutes, 10:58 for Wii Sports Resort Golf 18 holes, the most run category in all of Wii Sports Resort because of the Summoning Salt video highlighting that category. Feels so good to achieve that minute barrier, to break through. And it was such a dramatic way, too. Albatross on hole 18, really epic. Couldn't have asked for a better conclusion to that run. Um, all that said, the biggest highlight for me this year was definitely finally getting world record in Miitopia any percent, no major glitches. It took, I believe, around 6 months. Yep, that much time and effort speedrunning that category. But 7:09:16 finally happened. We improved our PB by over 11 minutes over the course of the year, and we took world record by a mere 5 seconds in a 7 hour category. It's on the Switch 1 version. Switch 2 happened in 2025, it has faster load times, and we'll see what happens on the Switch 2. Someone else can maybe push for sub 7 hours. I think it's possible. But yeah, it was sheer determination and perseverance. We went through so many different Mii's, different changes in the feedings and the routing, but I'm so glad we finally got world record in that category. We also had pretty good runs in the Towers of Dread and Despair as well, either first or second place, depending on which online forum you look at for our completion of the Tower of Despair. In 2026, I don't have many plans for Metopia, but we might go for sub 1 hour 25 in Greenhorn. I believe that's very possible. So that might be one speedrunning goal for next year. So that concludes the speedrunning section. And now to talk about people in my life. I'll start with in real life. A big thank you to all of my coworkers this year: Brent, Hope, Holly, Carol, and even though she drives me crazy sometimes, Shivani as well. It was really fun to have a group of coworkers stay consistent for almost the entire year. And in a time when literally everything feels like it's changing and unstable, that was a very good aspect of this year for me, that I could rely on seeing the same faces every day when I go to work, and that they're all such wonderful people, and I enjoy working with all of them. So thank all of you. Um, to my family, of course, the people that I see on a regular basis, in particular, Mom CC19. Our traditions are still going strong. Go out to Olive Garden, go out to Cracker Barrel. We have the same Christmas tree that's been up at her house for over 30 years now, so keeping that bond nice and strong as long as it can possibly be. For the rest of my family, last year I talked about certain medical challenges that we face, and I am glad to say that we haven't had any relapses, really. Things have been improving pretty steadily. It's not to say that there weren't any hiccups at all. And I do have one kind of negative thing to say. I know that try to emphasize positive energy most of the time, but I do have one particular negative thing that I would like to get off my chest. It is not that I do not forgive this person, but I want the world to know my experience with this person in terms of the way you treated my family as patients in your office, and also the way you treated my neighbor, Luis, as a patient in your office. I will not name your name, but Dr. R, I hope you suffer all the pain that you caused my family member and neighbor to suffer because of your dismissal of their symptoms and of their ability to communicate with you, and for how rude you were to everyone that came with them to their appointments, both me, my mother, her husband. I hope you suffer all the pain that you inflicted on others, because I'm sure the way you've treated us, it must be the way you've treated other people over the years, because behavior is a pattern. So it's not that I don't forgive you, but I would never trust you as a doctor for myself, and I'm so glad that we found out before it was too late how bad of a doctor you are, and that we could go to someone else. I'm sorry. I just needed to get that off my chest. However, despite that, I would like to give a special thank you to two of the nurses in the other doctor's office that we went to, Stephanie and Connor. They're siblings, and it was so nice to see a family getting along and in the same profession, so respectful and so kind. So thank both of the two of you. To the people in my online communities, it was so fun to host Jeopardy and a tournament that got to air on YouTube this time. So thank you to everyone who participated, in particular our finalists, Seffi, Elliot, and Peach, who played in 3 games each, as well as Scott and John, and Johnny Kruger, who was an incredible player in Mark Leota's Jeopardy games, where he hosted and I played. And if I ever get around to writing the remaining boards for Jeopardy Masters, the 6 people I mentioned that I either played against or played in my games absolutely would be the top 6 that I would consider having back for a special tournament. So hopefully looking forward to getting that to happen in 2026. But yes, thank you all for playing, for hosting. Y'all did an amazing job. And to Murasaki, my top viewed Twitch channel, and the OG Froman, my second top viewed Twitch channel, for being kind enough to make guest appearances presenting categories in my Jeopardy games. That was really awesome of the two of you, and I'm so happy with how they turned out. Also, in another Discord server, Nancy Martin, as well as Mark, is in that channel, in that server as well, and Brandon Hinkle. Wonderful people, very uplifting place. Sometimes you could just de-stress and play a game of Lingo. That's what the point of these game show servers is all about. So thank you all for providing just a chill time and a fun time on some occasions. And lastly, in Wii Series speedrunning, I was right. Ray is one of the greatest of all time and was able to not only get world record in six stage cycling, but also improve it by over 2 seconds, or around 2 seconds. Absolutely incredible job to you and all the other improvements you've made this year. Thank you for sharing the software for Windcracker to me as well. That was very helpful. And my apologies if I'm ever kind of dismissive when you're recommending strategies in my chat. There's a lot of things that you can do that I can't do, or let's just say I'm not willing to invest too much time into learning new strategies. Some of them I will, some of them I'll get around to, but I don't want to ever seem like I don't appreciate your recommendations. So thank you. And lastly, to Arkski, who broke the sub 10-minute barrier, the first ever sub 10-minute run, Wii Sports Resort Golf 18 holes. That was a long time coming, and Arkski was the one to do it. Congratulations, and wishing all of you the best in terms of speedrunning accomplishments in 2026. Well, that about sums it up. Whether it's speedrunning, content creation, or living an everyday life at a job, at a home, I'm hoping for the best in 2026. And I'm wishing health, happiness, and the opportunity to grow in becoming a more kind, compassionate, respectful person. Because if we don't improve ourselves, what's the point? We get a year older, we're trying to get better, wiser, kinder every year as we go. So thank you all for watching, for liking and subscribing. We have more content to come as always as I get new PBs, live streaming games, and also we have a Wheel of Fortune series that should be coming out once I get around to editing those videos. I appreciate all of you for your roles in my life this past year. Happy New Year, everyone, and bye for now.